like when it comes to the Quran, the Hadith, and stuff, you've got to remember, like one time I was doing something called, I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's called a CELTA course.
Oh yeah,
it's teaching English as a foreign language.
Yeah,
it's one of the things I've done some time ago. And what I found interesting is that in language, there's a difference between the lexical items or the words and the graphemes and the phonemes or the phonetic, the way something sounds. You see, so there's something called a Cambridge Learning Dictionary. As an example, there's more learning dictionaries, but the Cambridge Learning Dictionary, what it does is it will tell you how something sounds, and there's a whole range of symbols. Some of you may be aware of them, some of you may not be aware of them, which tells you how to pronounce certain words and letters. So, for example, the word London, it's London, yeah? But if you pronounce it as it sounds, it doesn't sound like that. It's like London. It could be many things. Like could be
very interesting.
Right. So on the O, there's something called a schwa. The schwa is a symbol. It's like an inverted E, and that's like the sound. Now, how do we know that? We know that only through oral transmission. Like if we had only written words around us, which was not facilitated by oral transmission or a chain of oral transmission, it would be unintelligible.
So like a knife, we would call it knife.
Yeah, possibly. Maybe we wouldn't even know how to even do that. Because, like I said, many of Polish and Polish, you have something like, you have the issue of homophones and homonyms and homographs. So you got two words which sound the same but spelled differently, two words that are spelled differently but sound the same, and two words, like, for example, Polish and Polish. They spell exactly the same, but they sound completely differently. How do you know that? How do you know X from Y? You know because of the oral transmission. How do you know how to say Polish in that way or London in that way? Because of the oral transmission. So the moment you start saying, well, oral transmission has no value, then you are, for all intents and purposes, putting language or spoken language into jeopardy, like into disrepute. Because how is it that we can speak to each other in phonetic pronunciation, which wouldn't have been known to us unless it was taught to us through someone else that we heard it from?